Alright, so we're finally back. Acoustics are going to sound a little different today because I'm in a different room. Um, so if it's a little different, just there's a reason. Um, anyways, Utica University Hockey, I almost said Utica College, is finally back. And this week it was announced that they finally got number one after the chaos that happened last week between Utica putting up 16 on Lebanon Valley, which I wish I had covered because that would have been great with a play-by-play. I forget why I just couldn't do it that night. And then you had Adrian lose and Hobart lose. And so the polls come out, I think it was Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday. I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday. Utica inched out Utica inched out Hobart by one first place vote. One first place vote. And now Utica, for the first time in program history, is number one. And honestly, it's good to get to one, but now you have the target on your back and everybody's coming for you. That's what worries me about getting to one. Plus, you can't get complacent. You can't get complacent just because you're one. The goal is still Division III tournament. The goal is still there. Well, obviously, it's also the UCHC and getting through that, but we know what we have in our conference. We know these teams. We've seen them before. So, with Utica, it's going to be an interesting couple weeks. Because you have this week with a home game and an away game versus Nazareth today and tomorrow, which I'm obviously previewing right now. And then you have two Kings College games, your last two home games before playoffs, and then a stretch of four away games over 2 weeks against Arcadia and my screen shut off that I was reading from. The schedule is Arcadia and Alvernia. I always forget who Alvernia is for a minute. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting game tonight and tomorrow. I mean, the Herd's finally back. The Herd is back at games. So they're going to be a big factor tonight behind that bench. Obviously, I'm there. My shutting partner, sadly, is not there. One of them. It sucks he's in Long Island this week, but we can make up for it. And it's going to be interesting, especially when we play them at home. We also have them away the next day, but I wish I could cover that too, and I can't because I'm going to be at the Utica Comets game that night. It was that or call the game, and I was like, I want to go to hockey. Right now, Utica going into the Nazareth game has an 11-game win streak. It's the longest in the season. It's the longest in the series. They're 13-2-1 at home and 7-3-2 away. And in the last 10 matchups, obviously, Utica's 10-0. And their largest margin of victory came back in 2020, 9-1. Last time they did see Nazareth, which was February 5th, 2022, Utica beat them 7-1. So they've got a history of beating them. And that comes with a 25-3 overall record against Nazareth. So Utica's handled Nazareth. And they average 4 goals on them a game. So I don't think this necessarily will be a very tough matchup, but it all depends. Utica's seen Nazareth a few times over the last couple of years. Last time they had a 2-game series was when they played against them in 21 with a home and away. Or an away, well, it was technically away at home. And they won both times. So I think you're going to see the same kind of dominance. I think you're going to see a lot of dominance. I don't know how far the score is going to get up. I'm thinking like 4-0, 5-0, something around there. Maybe top end could be you get close to that 7-0, 7-1 that they did last time to them. I don't know. It just depends on how the guys come out. And it depends on how Nazareth comes out. I mean, if the guys come out firing and Nazareth coming out flat-footed and deflated already, like Newman did in the first period of their first game in Utica, it's going to be a long game. And if they come out like Lebanon Valley, the second game where Utica dropped 16 points, it's going to be bad for them. Obviously, I think Lansley's going to have a great game. He should at least. And not really worried about this game at the moment. Dante's still chasing 100. He's 4 away. I'm pretty sure the number's 4 from 100. I'm excited for him to get closer and closer to that number. I'm hoping he hits it so we can say we got 3 guys hit it in 1 year. And right now, Utica's moving. They're not playing. They don't really play bad. They came out of the winter break, and struggled, but they've really rebounded. I'm not seeing a lot of those little screw ups I saw coming out of the break or at the beginning of the year. I'm not. At least from my point of view, I'm not seeing those anymore. So it's definitely starting to really get into mid-season form. And also tonight is Dunkin' night. There's a little giveaway for some Dunkin' gift cards and some game tickets too over on Utica's Instagram. I just got reminded of that. Also, Utica's coming off that 16-1 Lebanon Valley victory with Remy Parker, setting some personal records. He got a program record 4 goals in 1 game, and he had a hat trick in less than 13 minutes into that game. It was a dominant weekend for him last weekend, and it got him I think it was UCHC Player of the Week. Right now, Remy Parker leads the UCHC in goals with 14 in goals per game at a .82. And the trio of Connor Fedoric, Jason Dobey, and Mick Curran are all tied for first in the conference with 15 assists on the season. Mick is second in the conference in points with 24, and Parker is fourth with 20. Curran leads the conference, averaging 1.44 points per game, .15 more than second place, and the team leads NCAA Division III in goals with 89 and goals per game at 5.24. So this team has offense. This team also has Lanzi in goal. It's going to be a good team. It's just I'm not necessarily worried about the UCHC playoffs until we get to those late rounds, but I'm really worried about D3 championship or D3 tournament. That's what I'm focused on. It's going to be interesting. But also, Nazareth is 11-4-2 on their season, 9-2-1 in UCHC play, and they are second in the UCHC standings. They have a 3-game win streak right now, and their last game was against Keith College, 4-1 victory. Their leading scorer is top 3 in points and assists in the conference, and has 15 on the season. They have 3 guys with 12 or more points this season, and their goalie, Raphael, sorry if I butcher this, Provenker, is 7-3-1, has 228 saves, and a .912 save percentage. But here's the thing. You haven't played Utica yet. Just saying. I will say this is going to be an interesting matchup tonight, as I've said a few times. Key factors tonight are going to be how does the power play perform? How does Dante perform? Who's in the lineup? Who's your last couple guys that you jump? Because there's 1 or 2 guys you'll see in and out on the 4 lines. Like, is Gut in tonight? Or do you pick someone like a Murph? Or do you pick someone like a Carroll? Who's going to be those couple guys that jump in and out? Who's going to be there tonight? And it's just a matter of if the herd's a big enough factor. I think Nazareth falls early just because the herd has a way of getting in people's heads. They do. They really do. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Either today or tomorrow. Hopefully with more content.